Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be answering some of the questions that you guys have for me in the comments down below. If you have any more questions, please write them down in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. So let's get straight into this. So one of the first questions I got was, during an interview, do you get any behavioral questions? So I would say definitely yes, I did get behavioral questions. Some of these questions were, what did you do in a difficult service situation? How did you handle a difficult customer? Just kind of questions like that. I don't remember all of the questions, but they're really just typical interview questions that I got. Nothing that I haven't really heard before. You know, the typical, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And also, why do you want to work for Qatar Airways? And like I said, difficult service situations and how you handle it. But Angie, don't worry about it. Stay positive, and just kind of try and prep these answers beforehand, and I'm sure you will be good, girl. And the next question I got from Angie as well was about different grade levels. Now, I don't really know about the different grade levels when we're talking about ground staff, so I can only really tell you about I say so much. I never noticed that until this video. But anyway, so it's the grade levels for cabin crew are economy class, business class, supervisor in economy class, and then supervisor in the overall aircraft. And the supervisor of the overall aircraft mainly works in the business class. And also for pilots, it's kind of like third officer, second officer, first officer, captain. And then obviously the captain has the final say on the aircraft. With everything, he's the boss. And yeah, so I don't really know about cabin crew, but if we're talking about standby tickets, I think the ranking for that is first we have the captain and the first officers, then the second officers and the third officers, then the head of the flight attendants, not head of the flight attendants, the senior in the business class, not senior, the supervisor, the word I'm looking for, the supervisor in the business class, and then the supervisor in economy, then first class, then the economy, flight attendants, and then ground staff. So I hope that kind of gives you an answer of what you were looking for. And then hi again to Miss Zulu. Miss Zulu, I don't really remember what exactly I printed my photos on, but I think I printed it on normal paper because I don't think I would have gone anywhere to print it on something else. And the normal passport size photos though, I just got done at a little booth in a mall, which cost me like 30 Rand at the time. So yeah, that's kind of what I did. I didn't spend a lot of money on everything. I just made sure, you know, my attitude was great on the day. Okay, another question I got was about the medical exams. Thank you so much, Rasa, for leaving a comment about the medical exams. So basically, I think the medical exams are to make sure that you have no communicable diseases. So basically no tuberculosis, no HIV/AIDS, and also they check your hearing to make sure your hearing is good. I have to say the medical tests, the first ones you do in your home country, are at your own cost. I couldn't do it at a public hospital in South Africa because obviously there was nothing wrong with me. So these tests I had to pay for myself, but it definitely was a risk I was willing to take. Because I got the job at the end, but do know that it is a risk when you do these medical exams because something might come up and you might not be able to go. So yes, make sure you're fit and healthy and that you don't have anything that you could potentially give to someone else, because I think those are the main things that they kind of look out for. But I do speak under correction because I'm not exactly sure what they look for, but the things I do remember that they did was like a chest x-ray, an ear exam, an eye exam, and also for tuberculosis and HIV/AIDS. So another question I got was how, was how I balanced student life and flying. So honestly, I didn't balance it very well. I found it really, really difficult. Going into that, that's another reason why I actually left Qatar, because I needed more of a stable routine to know when I could actually study. And it was really difficult, if I'm honest, to if you're in a new country like Vienna and you have an exam coming up in 2 weeks, but all the crew is going out and going to all these wonderful sites and going to the opera or whatever, and you might never get there again. It's really difficult to say, no, I don't want to go and do this. I'd rather sit in my room and study for accounting. So that was one of the reasons why I actually left Qatar, which was another question I got, why did I leave Qatar? Because it was really difficult to balance studying and flying. I did do it for a year, but it was definitely very difficult for me. I'm not gonna lie. And it took a lot of discipline and a lot of time for me to say, I can't go out today. I have to sit here. I have to study. I had to take all my leave and not go and travel anywhere so I could do the studying and get this degree, because it's really important to me. I did study at the University of Stellenbosch to begin with, but then I kind of dropped out. Well, I did drop out in my third year of studying, and I always wanted to have a degree, so I had to enroll again through UNISA, and I am hopefully going to finish this year. I have one more exam on the 16th of November. Fingers crossed I make it and I won't have to ever study again. It's been the bane of my existence, but once I have a degree, it'll all be worth it. Hopefully. Please let it be worth it. Anyway, next I got a question from a girl who said she was a student, and do I think that Qatar Airways would give her leave to go and write her exams in her home country? Well, the exams I wrote in Qatar were at, not at the South African embassy, but it was the South African university let me write my exams in the presence of an invigilator in Qatar, which is something they do all over the world. Right now I live in Hong Kong and I still write all my exams in Hong Kong at the South African consulate. So yeah, I have to say I don't really know if they'll give you leave to go back to your home country. I think for me, my saving grace was that I could actually write my exams in Doha, so I could take, my full 15 days of leave, which they did grant me because I did tell them, it was for my exams and they gave me the dates that I needed. But to go back to your home country to finish, I don't know, maybe wait till you're done and then join Qatar Airways? I don't know. Sorry about that. And then another question I got was about being married and joining Qatar Airways. So when I joined Qatar Airways, I joined with 19 other lovely ladies, and they were called my batchmates because we were all in a little batch that came together around the same 2 or 3 days, and we had all of our training together. We lived very close by to one another, and one of the ladies in my batch was actually married, and she got in, so I guess you can definitely get in. There were other ladies that were also married that got in. Unfortunately, your husband can't come and live with you in your apartment in Qatar because it's a female accommodation only. Now, guys, I'm speaking under correction. These were the rules when I was there. So they might have changed rules. I'm not really sure. So please find out about this as well. But definitely girls who were married were working for Qatar Airways. None of them got married while they were there because it was a strict stipulation in your contract that you couldn't get married while you were there. But there were girls that were already married and their husbands came to visit, and they went to stay in a hotel because they couldn't stay in their own accommodation with their husbands because there were other girls there. And, being in a Muslim country, an unmarried woman who isn't related to a man can't live in the same proximity as him or apartment as him. And so you'd have to go sleep outside of your accommodation with your husband. That being said, Another reason why I did leave Qatar Airways is because I fell in love with Hong Kong, and I also fell in love with a special someone in Hong Kong. And yeah, I love Hong Kong. If there are any of you who are interested in English teaching in Hong Kong, please also leave some comments down below. I've got a lot of information about that because I've been teaching English here for a while now as well, and how I got into that. I also did a TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language course online, and I can tell you all about that as well. And yeah, I'm going to try and make some videos that aren't related to Qatar Airways. I hope you guys keep watching them. And yeah, if you have any questions, guys, please ask them down below. I hope you have a lovely day. Keep believing in yourself, keep believing in your dreams, and I'll see you soon.